Hey, hi, hello. Um, I was already filming the final um order for plug your holes, and I did notice I forgot to show you guys the front of the box, but it's cool. I'll take note of that, and when I'm editing, I will insert pictures of everything in there anyway. So, sorry, my things are not cooperating today. So, what I wanted to talk about is stretching your ears on that topic, because as I was filming, I started to go on a little tangent about, you know, dumb shit that I've done to my ears when I was younger and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So, I thought, while I'm already rambling, might as well make it its own thing. So, I started stretching, I believe, when I was 14 or 15. I'm not sure. No, I was a freshman in high school. So I was 14 or 15? Whatever. One of those two. I was pretty young. And it all started with a really good friend of mine, and I don't know how comfortable everyone's gonna be with me putting their names out. Not that it's a bad thing. It's not like, oh, exposed. It's like, oh, this is a cool friend of mine that, whatever. Irrelevant. A friend of mine from high school, I told him that I wanted to stretch, and he was like, yo, that is so cool, and he bought me my very first pair. It was, I'm ashamed of myself already. And I haven't even said it. Alright. It was from Hot Topic, guys. It was from Hot Topic. And it was acrylic, which you are not supposed to stretch with, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, I was a child, didn't know shit about it, just wanted to do it, and it was the little pinchers, and they were neon green, and they glowed in the dark, and I thought it was so cool. I thought it was such hot shit. You know what? Later on tonight, probably, while I'm editing this, I am gonna go and do some fucking research through my old pictures and find most of this shit, if not all of it, because I know I still have not the plugs themselves, but picture evidence. And it's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna be mortified, but I will do it because I hope at least one person who's thinking about doing it will listen to some of the stupid shit I did and what it did to me and be like, wow, maybe I shouldn't do it that way. I'm not saying that I'm like this so smart person and that I know everything about stretching, because I'm sure I don't. Still. But I know I learned a lot of stuff the hard way, and I hope I can prevent at least one person from having to go through what I went through. And if not, then, well, it's just something that you could be like, wow, what a dumb bitch, and laugh. I mean, that's cool too. Anyway, so I put them in my ears. They were 14 gauge. I went straight from regular pierced ears to 14 gauge in acrylic. Let that sink through your brain. And I thought it was cool as shit. I thought it was so cool. And, then the next pair I got, I honestly don't remember where I got them from, but I will never forget them. They were like this shitty red acrylic fucking, oh my god, tapers. Okay? Tapers. I went from a 14 gauge to a 10. Okay? Immediately. I was wearing them little 14 gauge pinchers for like, I don't know, a couple weeks. Then I was like, fuck it. I kind of want to go up. Bam! And I did it in the bathroom at school. Because I'm a fucking genius. And I didn't have anything. I just kind of like wet my ear a little bit and was like, bam! I was like, wow, that hurt a little. Alright, okay. And I was like, wore those 10 tapers. You're not supposed to wear tapers as jewelry. You can if you want, but it's not good for you. You're really not supposed to. Because what happens is, do I have a fucking pen or something to demonstrate this point? Give me a minute. Or a pencil, that works. Alright. So this isn't going to be quite as dramatic, but, as a taper would be, but, okay. Okay. See how this part is smaller than this part and it tapers in? Okay. So imagine that is the taper. When it sits in your ear, this part is a lot lighter than this part. So when it's sitting in your ear all the time, it's really like this, slightly. So what that does is, you know, I don't know everything, but what that does is when it sits on an angle like that, it makes your ear sit on an angle like that all the time, and it can really thin out the bottom and possibly cause you to blow out. I've never had a blowout. Thank God. I don't know how I have not had one with all the dumb shit I've done. But anyway, it's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing to do. I did it. And woohoo. I had those in for a couple weeks, and then I went back to fucking Hot Topic to get I hate myself. To get fucking acrylic tapers, and I will never forget them. Do you know why? Because I was thought I was so cool. Because they were grr. It was like blue, solid blue on the bottom, like a sky blue, with little pictures of grr riding a pig all over them, and I thought it was so cool. I was like, oh my god, I'm so cool. I have fucking grr fucking tapers in my ears. So I went from, ouch. So I went from a 14 to a 10 to a 4. Okay? That is never fucking okay. You're not supposed to do that. That is so fucking bad. Not only will it hurt, but it could fuck your ears up. Don't. Shit, please don't. Please don't. If you stretch with steel. Stretch with the taper and put the shit in. You know, put the plugs in. You know, don't do what I do, guys. Don't do what I did. I was a naive child. But anyway, so I did that, and I wore those for a couple weeks. And then for a long time, because I stretched so fucking fast, my mom didn't even notice that I was stretching. That's how fast I was going. Plus, I had long hair. Real long hair, not extensions like I have now. But anyway, besides the point, so I would keep my hair down all the time. And I threw my hair up in a ponytail, and she said, oh my god, what is that? Because my mom would give me, like, allowance, and so I would buy all the shit myself. She wasn't there when I would do it, or buy it, and so it was, like, great. She finally noticed, and she was pretty pissed. But at that point, I was such a rebel. Such a rebel. I was like, I'm not taking him out. And she was like, what is wrong with you? Take that out of your ear. And I said, nope. No, ma'am. She was like, well, you're not making him any bigger. I said, okay. So I bought a couple pairs of plugs in 4, and I stayed at 4 gauge for 2 to 3 months, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. I stretch really bad. But yeah, I stayed there for a while, and then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna keep on going. So I went from a 4 to a 0. Okay, a fucking 4 gauge to a fucking 0. Do you know how bad that is for you? Besides the fact that it hurt like a fucking bitch. Because at that point, I had solid metal fucking tapers. And I really, like, shoved it in my... oh my god. It hurt so fucking bad. Do I have something red? Hold on. I'm gonna try and find something red. Boom! There we go. No, not really. My ears were red. They burned. It hurt really bad. And they were sore. And everyone was pissed at me. And, you know, I was like, this is what I want to do. Whatever. Because I was a fucking rebel. And I thought it was so fucking cool. Not really. But I was like, this is what I want to fucking do. And I don't want to fucking wait. I want to fucking be the next size when I want to be the next size. And I ain't fucking waiting. And then I stayed at 0 for a while. And I went... ugh. I went from 0, guys, to 9/16. I had 1 shitty acrylic paper. Only 1. I didn't have 2, so I couldn't, like, stretch, put it in, and then use a different one. I had 1 paper and 1 plug. So I stretched one side, put the plug in, stretched the other side, and left the paper in. Let that sink in your brain. And I stretched them in public on the outside of a fucking tire kingdom. Let that sink in your brain. One of my other friends was there. Not gonna blast you, because it wasn't her fault. She didn't. I don't know. She was just there with me. We were on our way. My dad does this thing called bike polo. And it's basically where you play polo on a bicycle. And it's kind of dangerous, but it looks like fun. I mean, I would personally never do it. It looks really scary, and everybody falls off their bike and stuff. But we're on our way to go do that, and I guess what happened was, afterwards we were going to my uncle's girlfriend at the time, her shop, her tattoo shop, okay? So I could get plugs. Well, actually, originally we weren't even going there to get stuff. I just wanted to see it. I was like, ah, cool, sweet. You own your own shop. That's pretty dope. I want to go see it. Can I see it? And she was like, yeah, what up? So we went, and we go there, ladies and gentlemen, and I made another mistake. I had just stretched hours before going there. Hours. And I lied to her and said that I had stretched weeks ago, which was so bad on my part. And I let this woman, this professional woman, stretch my ears. I let her stretch my ears when I had just stretched them a few hours before getting there. And it fucking hurt. Oh my god, I'm surprised I didn't blow out or get infected or die. Like, it fucking... When I was in the chair and she had the heat compress, I'm like, yo, is this gonna hurt? And she was like, it shouldn't. And I was like, ooh, it might though. And I'm sitting there, my friend's there. and my friend's there, and I don't want to, scream, look like a little bitch in front of my friend. So I'm like, ew. Not like that. I'm being dumb. I was like, oh, when she's showing the fucking tape from my ear, like a fucking opera singer. And she's like, wow, you're sitting pretty well. And I was like, no, this fucking hurts. I just don't want to scream. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell. Ooh, it's getting kind of long. I might make this into like part 1, part 2. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so that was to get to half inch. And I got a couple pairs from her shop. She gave them to me as a present because I was getting my nail license. I had graduated and I was gonna walk. That was why I stretched. I wanted opalite plugs. And she only had them in half inch. That was the entire reason I fucking stretched 2 times in one day. Just so I could have opalite. Let that sink into your brain. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and film part 2. And, yeah. Have an awesome day, guys. Love ya. Thanks for watching. Bye.